Hey everyone, I want to welcome you to the Wealthy You podcast. I am your host, Terry Black, the Wealth Sharer, and I'm here to share wealth so you can build wealth. And by sharing wealth, I'm going to help you connect to your God given purpose within your business life so you can grow and prosper. We are all at different phases and stages in our spiritual journey. And one of the things that I recognized is that there are times where we are actually in parallel of each other as we are making our way through the understanding of what it is to be in alignment with God. So, this episode is going to be about the power of thought. One thing I can tell you that in this state, in this moment, in this phase that I'm at, the stage, God is pushing me to understand how powerful our thoughts are. I'm talking about thoughts, the things that are within our minds that we do not say out loud. And one thing God has shown me and revealed to me time and time again, particularly over the past month, has been, Terry, your words are so powerful from within that there's things that you thought about that has manifested. Down from me being married, me having a girl first, then a boy, them being 4 years apart, from getting our first home to our second home, and our second home being in a neighborhood that I picked out 5 years prior to us moving in. And one thing I will say to you, God has shown me that the things that are in alignment to our thoughts and our wishes and our desires, when God wants us to experience it, it will come easy. Now, it may feel hard. It may feel like it's taken a long time, but when it's time for it to show up, it shows up easily. My husband and I have been together for 20 years, and we had a very short engagement 6 months after dating. Maybe about 7 months, we got engaged. And it was easy. We've been married for 20 years. Getting my daughter was easy. My son, like everything was easy, down to us living in Manhattan, which was something I wanted. It was easy. The process was easy. And God keeps reminding me the things that I'm in alignment to, and I'm going to talk more about alignment, those things will come to be. I just have to practice patience and then exercise alignment. So let's get into alignment really quick. Alignment is when you are in agreement mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally about what it is that you desire. So let's go back to living in Manhattan. Never once did I say to myself, it's not going to happen. When you disagree with something that you want and desire, that is you coming into agreement and slowing down what it is that you desire to come to fruition. It is only when you exercise the knowing of, the belief that what you desire, you will get, which means that nothing in this world can stop you from obtaining what you want other than you. You are the one who holds the keys to unlock the doors. And yes, God opens doors, but you who's co-creating with God to create the life that you want. When I sit and think about where I am now in August 2025 and the things that I've experienced from Fiji and Hawaii, from going to Germany, we have hit so many continents and cities. And those are things that I had said out loud that I wanted, internally. I said it out loud too, but it started internally, me desiring it, that it came to fruition. I will say that even down to the window over the sink in my kitchen. It was a desire that I had from our first home. Our first home that we got when it was, oh my gosh, that was back in 2007. And I would just quickly tell you that the kitchen was in the middle of the home on the first floor because it was 2 levels. And there was this breakfast nook that had this bay windows. And I used to wash dishes and contemplate on this thought of The next house, I would love to have a window over the sink so I could look out into the backyard. And I told you that was 2007. In 2015, I got a house that exactly has a window over the sink looking out into the backyard. Even when I think about our bathroom, the tub, and the shower area, it's almost the same setup as our last home, but it's a larger bathroom. But I wanted to have glass doors for our shower. And I can look at the bathroom and the shower and see that it's in the same position as it was in our first home, but I also wanted the tub to be larger. So I have a larger tub and I have a shower with glass doors all around. So it's just one of those things where God continuously allow me to see that, Terry, the world does not understand. It is within them that things can come to be. It is within our minds, the power of thought, and the alignment is agreeing. Now, I want to caveat this a bit so you can truly understand that the power of thought is not just for the things you want, but it's also for the things you do not want as well. If you come in agreement of anything, of doubt, fear, delay, procrastination, hate, gossip, of anything that is not of God's nature, which is love, light, abundance, confidence, authority, of standing in one with God. If you are in agreement on either side, it will come to be. If you are in agreement with procrastination, then the things that you want, you will delay. If you are in agreement with hatred, then you will feel anger all the time or most times. So it is about how do you shift? How do you practice positivity? And here's the thing. A lot of people don't really understand what negativity is. So I remember telling someone, my mom actually, remember telling her she was being negative. She's like, I'm not being negative. And I'm like, yeah, you are. And it made me realize that people are so fixed in their reality of whatever it is that they're experiencing that they don't understand that the patterns they've developed, the habits they've developed has been grained in being negative. Meaning, if you see someone and they do something that you don't like and you go and you talk about it in a negative way, that's being negative. If you hear someone's dream and you say, no, they can't do that, that's you feeding them negativity. If something doesn't go your way and the only thing you can think about is, that person don't like me, they did this to me, it was done purposefully, that's being negative. So there is a disconnect in the world that people don't understand what is negative because they're so consumed by it that they're living it and they cannot tell the difference. It's only when people become aware of what it is to live a positive life that they actually start changing their words and paying attention to their habits. And it takes time. It takes awareness. It takes practice. It takes forming the habit of changing your language. Okay. It's about changing your thoughts. And one of the things that I can share with you, a tip for you to do, is ask God for you to become aware of yourself and others, because sometimes it takes you seeing it in other people to realize you're doing it too. So ask God to bring you into awareness so you can become better. Then once you recognize that you are practicing negativity, because the power of thought is how you think, once you are aware of what you are thinking, you shift it by changing the sentence, changing the narrative. So let's just say you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm tired. Like, I don't even want to deal with this. Shift that. Oh my gosh, I'm strengthened by God. I have so much productivity within and I cannot wait to create. Okay. That is what you do. I can guarantee you that so many of your thoughts are in the negative. A lot of people don't realize it, but I'm here to share with you, being the wealth sharer that I am, because sharing wealth is not just about me helping you fix your finances. It's about me helping you shift your mindset. Because God told me back in 2020, Terry, you can help people shift their finances all you want, but if their mindset is not in alignment of positivity and being a good person and being connected to God and being in alignment to the purpose that God has for them, they're going to go back to old habits. They're going to continue to self destruct in their finances because their mindset is not where it's supposed to be. Okay. So you have to understand you hold the power within. And if you wake up and feel like you are in weakness, in weak thoughts, and you like, I don't have the energy, I can't, right? If the I can'ts come out of you, you shift your language and you change the narrative and you say, I can. God, please strengthen me. Thank you for the strength. Start thanking God for what it is that you want. That's a whole nother episode. The thinking. Oh my gosh. That is a game changer. Okay. And so much a game changer that God has been telling me, Terry, look at the things that you're speaking into your life and look how they're manifesting. Look at the relationships that you're asking me for and look how they're manifesting. Look at the love that you're asking me for or thanking me for and look how you're feeling it. Yeah, that's a whole nother episode that I'm excited to bring to you. I want you all to know that you have the power from within. God is source energy. God is source. God is the creator of all things. And God made us in his image, which means that you have the power to create your reality. I want you to stop after this, you listen to this podcast, grab a pad and a pen, and I want you to start writing down the things that you've experienced that you've always wanted to experience. I went through my list. I told you from marriage to having a girl and a boy first, to our homes, to where we live now, to literally the cars we've driven. And it's not just material, it's also being able to want to be in great relationship, forgiveness, wanting to the best for others. That is the space that we live in. But it is sometimes easier for people to see the physical before they can understand the spiritual. Okay. Sometimes it's easier for those who are practicing this for the first time to be able to look at the tangible things in their life before they can understand and conceive the intangible. Okay. So remember, you have the power from within. That is God within you that's helping enlighten you to become the highest version of yourself. And what does the highest version of yourself means? It means that you're walking in forgiveness. It means that no matter what anyone does to you, you can forgive them and thank God for their connection. It means that you are walking in abundance, that you know that there is no lack, that you have everything at your fingertips, everything within you. It's just a matter of you doing. You have the ability to be confident that as you speak in life into yourself and others, because we got to be careful about what words we're saying. Are you blessing someone or are you cursing them? Okay. In your mind too. When you see someone, are you looking at them in a negative way? Are you wishing their downfall? Are you putting out things that you don't want to happen for them because of how you feel towards them? That is cursing them. You may not recognize it, but your thought, because God is receiving it, is you cursing them. Instead, we must bless others. God, I pray that you bless this world will be with the ability to be in alignment with you. God, I pray that you will heal their bodies. Those are the things that you should be speaking towards others. Healing. God, please help that person. If you see someone do something they shouldn't be doing, you pray over them, because the power of thought and the power of words and the power of actions will help you to see that you have the ability to co-create. You can co-create for yourself, and your co-creation of what it is that you desire also help impact others. Okay. For example, if you want to create this reality And when I say create a reality, like you want to experience traveling, right? And God gives you the ability to travel and you're traveling with your kids. That means you are helping them experience it too. So you're not just co-creating for yourself, other people are impacted. And that's one of the things that people don't understand. What you are manifesting is not just about you, it's about the people you are tied and connected to as well. Those people get to experience the things, good and bad. Because again, manifestation, the co-creation of, bringing it into fruition of, the ability to experience the things that you desire doesn't just happen to you. It happens to those who are also in that experience with you, whether it be a spouse, partner, child, mother, friend, family, whoever it is, you have the ability to impact their life. So now you're learning that you can impact their lives in a positive manner. You can help them to be able to live a better life. And then what you're going to do is now you're going to share this podcast and you're going to share the wisdom that God is teaching you in your journey so other people can live a better life. Oh my gosh. One of the things that I always say is that what would this world be like if everyone lived in positivity? If everybody lived in abundance, if everybody lived in this deep, intimate connection with God, if everyone understand that they are already wealthy, they have everything they need. Wealth, the wealth that people seek is just the financial piece of it. But what about the spiritual wealth? What about the mental wealth of knowledge, the wisdom, the clarity, the understanding that you have the power, the ability to be and do things that you desire and have the things that you want. And it's not just about material, it's about the spiritual journey with God. I thank God every day, every moment. God is on my mind 24/7. I thank God for the wisdom that God is sharing to me. The wisdom that I'm not wasting, because I'm speaking that into existence. God, I do not want to waste your wisdom. The power of thought that God is reminding me that I have the power to control what it is that I'm bringing into my feelings, my emotions. And I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes it may feel tough. Sometimes you may get a thought that causes you to be in a negative space, but you also have the ability to pull yourself out of that. You have the ability, and you have the ability to say, God, you know what? I don't have the strength to do it. Please help me. That's still you asking God to help you. So it's still within you that it's coming from, right? Now, God is going to do supernatural things, but it's the willingness of you partnering with God, of you being one with God to exercise this power that God has placed within us. So remember, it is the power of thought that guides you, that help you be able to bring into reality, right? Use the word manifest. Manifest is in the Bible. Go and look it up, right? To be able to manifest the things that you desire. You just have to be mindful of what it is that you're desiring. That is key. What are you desiring? Write it down and pay attention to your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings. Pay attention to how you think about other people. Pay attention to how you think about yourself. How do you feel about you? Are you living in doubt? Are you living in denial of yourself being in a better place? Are you not even desiring better because you feel like you are not worthy of? Know that you are. Know that you are. God has already deemed you as worthy. You just need to connect to that feeling, that knowing. So remember, the power of thought is how you shape your life. It starts with the mind. Okay? It starts with the mind because there is things that you think about that can trigger a positive or a negative response. And you have the ability to shift the narrative if it's not positive. Okay? So I'm going to leave with you a question that God had posed to me. Okay? Is there anything that I had experienced that God didn't give to me? Right? And it's one of those things where People automatically think about the things they didn't get. No, think about the things you got. Think about the things that you got to experience. I've already listed my things, going to Fiji, going to Alaska. Oh my gosh. Like, travel is big for me. I feel like, we've been traveling for over 10 years, 15 years. Matter of fact, I've been traveling since I was a teenager. Okay. Every summer, my mother sent me to Barbados, and I spent my summers there. So even before that, we used to go to Grenada and stuff like that. So, for those who don't know, I'm West Indian. I'm born in Barbados, and raised in New York and live in Georgia. So it's one of those things where travel became such a big thing for me that I asked God to travel. I want to be able to travel the world. And, we've been able to go to South Korea just last year. Like, my daughter and I just came back from vacation in Barbados for 3 weeks. And oh my gosh, my husband and I went to Monaco for our 20th anniversary. And in that Monaco trip, we went to Germany and also to Italy and to France. Like, those are the things that God allows us to experience, because those are the things that are in a desire. So do not disconnect from yourself. Do not disconnect from God. Do not leave God out of the equation, because you yourself don't have the power to do the things that you truly desire, right? We are God-made, not man-made. God told me about that saying back in 2015 when I started my mug business, my first official business. That was my second business. My first business was a concierge business. So just remember, the words within are the words that guide you, the words that lead you, the words that help you, persuade you into being good, bad. Okay? Light or dark. You want to be in light. You want to operate in light. So you have some homework to do. Okay. And you have daily activities to do. Your homework is writing down, being able to go back and reflect and write down the things that you thought about from childhood, from whatever age it was, however long ago, and you actually being able to check it off. Okay. Create a list of the things that you checked off, because that is your reminder that God helps you to experience the things that you desire. Okay. And then I want you to write the things that you are saying to yourself and others. Then I want you to also pay attention and be aware of what it is you're thinking about yourself and others. I'm very cautious now that God has taught me about how I think about others, to where I am learning not to repeat negative things and not to go into gossiping about a situation that can lead to negative conversations. I'm very cognizant of that. God actually challenged me on that in the past week, a few times actually. And I did not repeat what I heard, even though it was something that, I felt like I wanted to talk about, but I didn't speak on it, because there was no need to. There was no need for me to rehash anything that did not benefit my future. Okay. And then going back to the work you need to do, I want you to also make sure that you are praying every day. I came across a video a few months ago, and it was this Jewish lady who said that some Jews, I'm saying some because I don't really know if it's all, but she was saying in the Jewish culture, they pray 100 times a day. And I was like, ooh, that's actually pretty cool. So I didn't realize that I was already having God on my mind hundreds of times throughout the day, if not more. And that's real. I keep God on my mind 24/7 in everything that I do. Whether I'm consuming content on social media, I'm, having moments by myself, whatever it is, conversation with other people, God is at the forefront. So I challenge you to enhance your life by changing your thoughts to be in alignment of God, and read your Bible. Understand God's nature. God is a God of love. And God wants you to love not just yourself, but other people. Okay. So I pray that this episode of The Power of Thought will help shift your thoughts to be more in alignment with God, more in alignment of your true desires, the things that you want in your life. And dream big. Don't stop dreaming. And when I say dream, think about all the positive things that you want to experience, whether that's travel, whether that's your career, relationships, self, working out, eating better, whatever that looks like. Create the life that you want. We have this one beautiful life to live in this body. And I want you to not be in a state of regret, be in a state of wishing that you could. From this moment forward, you have the power to co-create with God the life that you desire. So in the future, you can look back and say, look, God, look at what we did. Okay. Look at what I was able to experience. Okay. So you all have an amazing day. And I pray that you will get your desires. And, feel free to send me an email or, a message on social media. You can find me, The Well Sharer, on all platforms. And let me know what it is that you have co-created. Definitely send me an email to terry@thewellshare.com. And I'll be happy to read what it is that God is doing in your life. So be blessed. And I pray that you will be able to live the life that you truly desire to experience. Bye. Hey everyone, I pray that you enjoyed this episode of the Wealthy You podcast. Again, I am your host, Terry Black. Be sure to connect with me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and stay tuned for more podcasts. If you would like to work together or be a guest on the show, you can send me an email at terry@thewellshare.com, or you can go on to my website, thewellshare.com.